Take heart. All of you. I have seen smaller armies defeat greater foes. Soon the sun will set. Do your part. And I swear to you, you shall see it rise again. Do you believe it? Yes. Do you believe it?
To your positions.
Everything is about setup and payoff. So the setup, what was exciting and what was really important is to set up the suspense in the beginning and the waiting, because that prepares the audience that something's going to happen. I think the most scary, the most horrible in war is the waiting for the battle. It's easy to just get drawn into it and just try to do some incredible shots. But if they don't tell a story, you're sort of lost. I decide from whose point of view am I telling the story. I did a few nights with only Ismail, and I shot him from his perspective in the battle. Then I went to Bronwyn. Everything was shot from her perspective. And same for Theo. It was about their point of views, their reactions to what was going on, and their story.
The scripts, they were pretty specific in terms of the character beats, but what wasn't specific was all the very specific action. That was more of a collaboration between Charlotte, myself, and our stunt team. The most complex one was at night with Arendir falling off the roof. And Charlotte came up with the idea of making it feel like it was all one shot. And that took weeks of practice, throwing people off a roof, figuring out where the camera could be to hide stitches, because ultimately it was a stunt performer falling off a roof. An orc wipes frame, and now it's our actor playing Arendir continuing on with the battle. No matter what, the story needs to be clear. And that means people have to see what's going on. Even if it's dark, there has to be some sort of point where they can see core of the story. And so part of that for us was using torches. So what I did was I had these huge amount of film lights that created a very underexposed base layer of moon. But ultimately, we allowed the torches to really light the scenes for us, which gives it a real look.
I write music that is most of the time very layered. But then when you're trying to tell action, it requires more propulsion, more ideas. On a technical level, there's more sound effects to compete with. The strings are doing something that itself is really cool. Then the brass are adding other ideas. The percussion are doing other ideas. And the orcs have their ethnic instruments. And then Numenor comes in. Themes are a big jumbled mess in the action soup of thematic ideas.
We work with the stunt department, for example, and into our slip-on limbs and arms, we designed the knees and the elbows to have thicker silicone, so therefore they didn't need to wear stunt elbow and knee pads, because when they're falling on the ground, under normal situations, they'd have to do that.
Something that was particularly wonderful for me was to work with all the horse wranglers. I think the horse work in this is just incredible. I always thought that those parts of like horse riding and stuff was CGI, and I couldn't believe that it was actually being done.
I was very inspired for the horse battles by the way the Ukrainian Cossacks were fighting, and how I could incorporate trick riding in this action to make it a bit different.